Reasons for Unanswered Prayers Part 4 Vertical bar His will/timing. Whether your prayer is a genuine prayer that is not self-centered and is focused on God's will, the answers may still come slowly or not at all. The main thing you should consider is, what is God's schedule regarding this? What does God's will have to say about when it is appropriate to act? Everything is going to appear beautiful in God's own time, Ecclesiastes 3:11, and not yours. You may need your answer to a specific prayer to happen in a week, but it might take a year for Him to give you the response you want. Some answers come quickly, such as 1 day or 2 days. A week, 6 weeks, 1 year, 2 years, 3.5 years, 5 years, even 10 or more. In His eyes, God sees things from a greater perspective than we do. He knows the meaning behind every circumstance and every action that is taken by every single person in the entire history of mankind, back and forth through time into eternity, and He plans accordingly. No action is random when God is in it. He knows what each person's needs and all the decisions they need to make. Sometimes this means people don't get what they want right away, but God's timing is always perfect. Remember your personal life story. Every detail has occurred for a reason. And every moment, every single event, every experience, whether good or bad, is stored up in the treasure rooms of your life story. Every moment counts for something that will help to make you who you are today and mold you into a person who God has always dreamed that you could be. For now, choose to embrace His timing. Trust Him even when He doesn't give you what you want exactly when you want it. The greatest thing that can come from your prayers is if God's will for you through the situation at hand, no matter how long it takes, is fulfilled. Remember, He knows your needs, He hears your cries, and He wants to answer your prayers. Psalm 34:15. You may have to wait, even when you're in pain, but God's perfect timing is always worth waiting for. Everything He does is for your benefit. His Spirit can use even the bad things that happen in life to produce perseverance within you. And when you outgrow your weaknesses, the bad things will only be the stepping stones to help you grow. Everything is stored in His treasure rooms, and someday when you get to heaven, He's going to give them all back to you. If you are a genuine believer, you should be on the lookout for anything. His will and time are more important than yours. When you grasp this truth, you'll be patient and anxious about nothing at all. That's why we pray we may fulfill His desire on earth as it is in heaven. Jesus Christ, upon seeing the suffering and agony He was about to endure, wept out, "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. But not as I will but as you wish." Matthew 26. KJV. Jesus, who had the authority to refuse, did not do so despite knowing the suffering He would endure. Because He knew that the Father's intention was for Him to go through it all for our sake. Know that if you believe in God and His Word, His will is always greater than yours. He has a plan for your life and He knows the best way for everything to happen. Your role is to be patient and wait on Him. Regardless of what others may say or think about your situation, trust that God's perfect timing will surface at the right time. The entire creation has already been groaning in travail, longing to be redeemed when the fullness of time finally arrives. Romans 8:22. Since God is outside of time, everything must happen according to His will and timing. This means that it is not up to us to know exactly when things will happen. Just like God has a plan for our lives, He also has a perfect timing for those plans. We cannot force things to happen when we want them to happen because it is not up to us. We can only be patient and wait on God's will being done in every aspect of our life, no matter how long that takes.